Hey there. I'm a white guy. And that's pretty obvious, I guess, huh? Well, there's something I'd like to say after about 54 years on this planet or so about being white and being in the United States during the years from 1972 to about 2026, which is right about now. I got to tell you, I'm speaking to you right now from outside of Detroit, North Detroit, in an area called Waterford, which is a really beautiful area, as you can see. Plenty of trees, and it's a nice sunny day. Detroit, as you may know, is known by a few different names, one of them being Chocolate City. I didn't make it up. I believe George Clinton did. That might have been a Funkadelic song, or Parliament, or P-Funk, or who knows what it was. From growing up in Detroit area, I was exposed to Arabs and Chinese people and Japanese people and people from India and other white people. And I remember going to school in the public school system in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And whenever I say that, I usually get a response like, oh, Bloomfield Hills. Must be nice. Yeah, I mean, it had certainly some positive attributes to it, you know, growing up in Bloomfield Hills in the 80s and the 1990s. But how different was it from other areas? And I'm speaking specifically racially. Because whenever I say this, of course, people will look at me. They will see that I have blonde hair and blue eyes. And obviously white skin. And that's because I'm from Scots-Irish heritage. And the Scots-Irish were Scottish people, Scots, who went to Ireland, Northern Ireland, for some reason. Maybe there was work there or something. And then they went from there to the United States. And that's how I got here. A fourth generation American. So my great grandparents arrived here to the United States in the Ellis Island, all that kind of thing. They were Irish people, Scots-Irish people. Very Protestant. Very stubborn. And I believe the stubbornness of the people of my heritage is comparable to the deficits by range of general character that I've recognized and witnessed by people of other races. And when this seems to be acknowledged, immediately somebody is offended by it. I can already feel right now, as I bring up this subject, a closing in, a restriction, restricting me back, holding me back like this. Almost makes me want to shrug my shoulders. And I have been living with this experience, with this feeling, my entire life. Because I went to elementary school with a young lady named Nima Tillery, Her father happened to have been one of the members of, not the Temptations, one of the Motown groups. I forget exactly which one it was. It wasn't the Temptations, but it was one of that type of arrangement. And very well known. I'm sorry, I just can't remember what it was. Her father was a superstar. And I went to elementary school with her. And all it meant to me was, oh, your dad does that for a living. My dad goes away to some place where they make cars, and he comes back at the end of the day. That's all I know. And I wanted to kind of like just, I don't know, be a kid around the other kids, you know what I mean? Another kid I went to school with, I remember, was, well, his last name was Patel. I'm forgetting his first name right now. And I just thought, okay, his name is Patel. Her name is Tillery. My last name is a Scots-Irish last name. I'm not trying to hide it necessarily. It's not like it's 2020. Other than I am an author and I do write books. So actually, I suppose I should not be so cowardly about it. Yes, my name is David Cadell. And I am from Detroit-ish. Yes, my name is David Cadell, and I've published 8 books on Amazon, self-published. I wrote my books mostly in the way that I'm kind of exposing my thoughts now, but written out, just so I could kind of get them out of my head, put them into an external form that I can look at and figure out, like, what is this going on? Because it's been so confusing for me why so many people have been so hateful and angry toward me. I believe this is an experience unique to, well, specifically white men. White women, of course, have their conflict with black women, other women, but females have conflict with everyone. So that's kind of... I think also we need to stop pretending that women and men are the same. Like, we're not only physically different. Women have been pretending to act like men in order to integrate more into positions of authority and power in our world, with almost 100% outcome. The results are more detrimental than if it was men just doing the job. And I think we need to be honest about that too. And the reason that we aren't, obviously, is like what Bill Burr said back when he was funny, is the reason why we don't just tell you to shut up talking to women is because we want to fuck you. And of course, men are ashamed to admit this. Women are also ashamed to admit it. We're living in a world that we're ashamed to admit the truth, is what I'm getting at. I don't need to go into the examples, all the details. There's so much documentation of that now. The way that I most poignantly addressed females and what I believe they are and what I believe the situation is now with females in American society specifically. And that book is titled, I called it, "And No Woman Ever Will." Published that in 2022. And that was the title, kind of suggesting that no woman will ever be able to comprehend the mentality, the consciousness of a man. Mimic it, perhaps, yes, but never experience it. This is, of course, just yet another affirmation of biblical truth, where it's written directly saying that Eve will resent Adam, but he will rule over her. Also, it says that for men to love their wives and their children the way that Jesus loves us. And it tells the women to respect their husbands. Not to love their husbands. Of course, because women are incapable of loving their husbands the way that husbands love their wives and their children. They just are. It sounds bad, doesn't it? If you're a woman hearing this, or even an oversensitive man, the way that I've been for most of my life. It sounds bad to say that. It sounds bad to say the truth. We can't live like this anymore. I will no longer live in a way that respects other people for hating me, being rude, disrespectful, pushy, arrogant, angry towards me for no reason. I'll walk into a gas station in downtown Detroit. Like any other gas station I'll walk into anywhere in the entire United States, and more or less, honestly, I have. Been driving all over the country for a while. A rambling man. Because this world, I couldn't take the simulacra any longer. I couldn't take the kayfabe. I couldn't take living in a way that I feel forced to pretend that untrue things are true. I have to take a huge self-inventory, of course, also. I've been trying to do so my entire life. I'm no saint, I should say that. Certainly not. I am not a saint. I'm not even a good person. Honestly, I'm not a good person. And there's people who will tell you that. And I'm not proud of that. And I don't want to be like that. But I try, you know. I try in this world that has been pushing its thumb down on top of my head into the dirt for my entire adult life. I don't say that like I want sympathy. I don't say that like, oh, poor me, I'm going to go write a song about how sad I am. No. I'm saying this is what has happened, and the proof is coming out. We know that there's agencies. We know that there's organizations that has been funded by taxpayer dollars that I paid, you paid if you're an American. That money has been used for funding propaganda, programs in our schools, in our public schools, public policies, media attitudes, popular music, movies, television, commercials. Everything that broadcasts a message to the consciousness of the society has been engineered intentionally and funded fraudulently by money that was taken out of my paycheck and yours to destroy white people in the United States, and specifically men. And this is true, and it is true, and I don't care if you don't like the way it sounds. I don't care if that makes you scared. You're feeling scared because you're scared of what we can do that you haven't done. It's true. If you can build a United States of America, if you can build a society that's free and open as this, and your people can do that, let's see it. There's also, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and that's really the truth. So that I kind of like follow that because I try my best to, anyhow. I'm not saying, again, I am no saint, I'm no perfect person at all. I'm just recognizing with my eyes what is real and what is true. And my sanity, the sanity of other white men, can't take it any longer and won't take it any longer. We refuse to take it any longer. That airplane that's flying over my head right now, okay? I'm not trying to rub it in, but don't say it isn't true. I just drove through Ohio, the birthplace of aviation. The Wright brothers, white men. All right? #1 movie right now, George Washington, young George Washington. Young, white, dedicated, fearless white man. The type of man that made this. The type of man that made it possible for me to say what I'm saying without any fear. What other country has this? I just, over the past, I've been doing it for a while, but more recently, for the past year, I drove from San Francisco all the way through Colorado and Nebraska and Missouri and Nashville, Tennessee, and up through Kentucky and Ohio, up to Michigan, all through Michigan, through Pennsylvania to New York to Vermont, cruising all around there, and came all the way back here to Michigan again. And that's been more or less the past year. I didn't plan any of this, by the way. All that I've been trying to do, honestly, is pay off my car. I've been living out of my car for a while. Driving, and it's kind of actually cool. I've found that I really prefer this lifestyle. It just takes a little tweaking, with your personal life, eliminating a lot of the things that you don't need and making sure that you got other things dialed in right. Simple things, very simple things, the simplest things, and you can go wherever you want. It's pretty sweet. Can't quite do that in any other country, can you? But I've been able to do that. Like Jack Kerouac on the road, right? I'm not trying to pretend to be like him, but he did it, and I'm doing it too. There's people who did it before him. There are people that'll be doing it after us. uniquely, distinctly American. If you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like where you are, you can just pick up, go. Make it somewhere else, because that is the whole way. Spirit of America, how it started. We didn't like the way it was going. We didn't like having our money fraudulently taken from us and having rules imposed upon us, limiting our God-given freedom. So we decided to fight and build that world for ourselves, and we did. I say we because that's my DNA. That's my DNA that did that. That's my DNA that continues to do it. That's my DNA that has always done it. Show me an example of an opposite. You can't. But ultimately, I'm still searching. I've been searching for a place where people live honestly and respectfully with each other. And I've really driven it all over the entire United States, corner to corner, north to south, east to west. And I don't see it. I see a lot of angry people, resentful, depressed, confused, traumatized. We got to make it again. We got to make it again. They were envious. They were lecherous. They wanted what we had, and they were stealing it from us because they can't and they won't and they never will make it for themselves. Get it while the getting's good, right? Until it's gone. That's not our way. Our way is to create monuments to the future as representations of what we honor now. Made out of stone, out of mountainsides. So now we need to chisel out that new world now. It's going to be the younger people because, well, it's sort of like after a certain age, the cat's just going to be feral, you know. So we're going to have to age out of most of this. A lot of people are going to probably settle down about a lot of their troublemaking. And we're going to get about to get into business to making it again. And we had it taken almost completely away. So now we know. Thanks for watching.